you doing? On the menu today, we're going to make this beautiful Greek beef and tomato stew. It really is delicious. Serving it with some big fat chips. Welcome back once again to How to Cook Great. Okay, let's get started here. So there's my beef. Now I've cut it quite small. You can cut it bigger if you want. I like it that size. Now I've got there about 700 grams, roughly equal amounts of tomato. Try and use a nice ripe juicy tomato. I've got like 3 decent sized tomatoes there, and I've got some fresh rosemary. Celery cut small, and some carrots. Cut them how you like, actually. Cut them like that or in rounds like I've done, like a cup each. Onion, red, cut nice and small. Bay leaf, tablespoon of garlic, and here I've got some tomato paste, 135 grams. We're going to start this off with some oil, bit of salt and pepper. That's about it. Okay, so I've got a pan here and I've got some olive oil in there. Now, I've seen this dish made several different ways. Some people would flour their meat. I'm not going to. Some wouldn't, some would. I'm going to be not doing that. We're going to just be dropping in our lovely cubed beef. I've cut it quite small. Onto that I'm going to add some salt and some black pepper, and we're going to cook this on a medium heat for around 6 or 7 minutes. Okay, that's perfect. Off goes the heat. So we've sealed the beef there. We're going to take this out now, but we're going to be using the oil, which has got lovely flavours on it now, to continue. So we've got some lovely flavours here, and we're going to start off by dropping in our onion. Our tablespoon of garlic, our celery, we'll drop in our bay leaf now, and our rosemary. Now some people insist on putting cinnamon in this, some cinnamon sticks, so if you want you could put some cinnamon in. I'm not going to be using that today. We're going to throw this around in the pan on a medium heat for about 4 minutes. Looking lovely. Now I'm going to drop in our carrots, and like I say, with the carrots you could have cut them in the same fashion as the celery and onion, or cubed them a bit bigger. I just like them like that, so they're a little bit visible. We're now going to add the tomato paste, 135 grams of that, or one of those kind of small Tetra Pak things, you know. Now what I want to do is I really want to cook out the tomato paste. It can be quite bitter, so another 4 to 5 minutes on this medium heat, stirring often. Wonderful stuff. Yeah, just cooking out that tomato paste really makes a difference to this dish. Okay, next up we're going to drop in our fresh tomatoes. Like I say, try and use a nice ripe tomato. Some people would use a can of tomatoes or a puree. We're going with fresh here today. We're going to go with some more salt, some more black pepper, and again staying on the medium heat about 6 or 7 minutes now. What I want to do is I want to get this fresh tomato cooked down really nicely, and hopefully we're going to get some moisture from it. Hence I ask you to use a nice ripe type of tomato. Beautiful. So our tomatoes have cooked down really nicely. What we're going to do now is we're going to get our beef back in there. And then we're going to add a couple of things that I didn't show you earlier. They being a little bit of sugar. I'm going to use some brown sugar just to take away the tartness or the sharpness of the tomatoes. And we're going to add a drop of red wine. Use any red wine that you like. About a glass of red wine. We're then going to add a little bit of water, and if you want you could be adding some stock. Give that a little mix. Then we're going to get the heat on low, nice and low. And we're going to let this go for like 60 to 70 minutes, depending on the quality of the beef and the size that you've cut it at. You can give it a stir every now and then, but yeah, just nice and low and slow now. Let it go for an hour or so. It should be done. Off goes the heat. Let's get that lid off and get some steam out. And that is looking beautiful. I'm really, really happy with that. Now you can serve this on mashed potato or pureed potatoes with some pasta like a spaghetti, or like me, I'm going to make some big fat chunky chips or fries. Check that for salt and pepper. You might want to add a little bit more. I'm super happy. Let me get those fries together. So we've got some lovely fried potatoes there, big and chunky. And we're gonna get our lovely beef and tomato on there. Like I said, if you want, you can serve this with some pasta or mashed potatoes. But I'm loving it like this. Absolutely delicious. A little bit of parsley on the top. Beautiful. Hope you enjoy that. We'll see you very soon. Lots of love.